Good morning and hello, everyone. We're excited that you're here to join us, and we're, I guess, except for the packing part, excited to be thinking about NACD Summit next week. Getting ready for this call forced me to open the Summit app and make all of my selections. So if you haven't done that, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But it's exciting times as we're approaching the biggest governance convention or conference in the world, starting Saturday or Sunday, depending upon what your travel schedule looks like. We initially created this. I think this is the second or third year we've done it. It was initially to help our Texas Tri-Cities folks get ready, particularly those that haven't attended summits before. But we're thrilled that we've got folks from 15 other states. So we're assuming some of those are not Texas Tri-City Chapter members, but welcome to everybody. We hope this adds to your preparation in advance of Summit. My name's Dennis Whalen. I'm the chair of the NACD Texas TriCities Chapter, and a 15-year, well, starting this weekend, a 15-time Summit attendee. There's a little bit of cheating in there. I was the leader of KPMG's Board Leadership Center, so the first 10 of those 15 I've told people that they were working assignments because I was there as a partner and sponsor for the conference. But after a year or two of getting strange looks from some of my fellow directors, I started saying, hey, I'm still working. It's just a different gig that I now have, trying to make sure I'm as up to speed on the foundational issues, but also stretching my thinking and my performance as a director. Before we jump in, let me cover a couple housekeeping items. We will take questions throughout the program, so feel free to raise your hand or come off mute. We'll also save some time at the end for some open Q&A. As I mentioned, this will be my 15th summit. Jen asked me, and we'll have a few other directors share their perspective, but to share some thoughts, tips, tricks, and this is the single biggest investment many of us will make in our education in the course of 2025. Not only dollars, but also investment of time. At some level, 4 days could be, or 3 days is an endurance test. And what I've found is to manage my way through a really hectic calendar, right? You can start at 7 o'clock every morning and go to 11 o'clock every night. And a lot of people do that. What I have found is I've got to pick my spots a little more thoughtfully and make sure I'm knocking off things like what sessions do I want to attend? And some of it is, there's just some foundational things that we as directors need to stay current in. One of my favorite one is Ian from Eurasia Group, and he'll give us an update. It'll be amazing how quick he can cover the world in probably 60 minutes. I remember his first one was 2 years ago, and it was like 2 days after October 7th, when Hamas went into southern Israel. I'm pretty sure that the presentation and the discussion that he was thinking he was going to put in place on the Friday before he headed out for the weekend and showed up on Monday or Tuesday for the summit, pretty sure it changed pretty dramatically. So there's foundation things, but what I also like to mix in there are programs that just stretch your thinking, right? If you leave exactly the same way you showed up, I think you've missed a pretty important opportunity to kind of get better as a director and inform yourself in some other things. Along with me, we have 13 other chapter leaders attending this event. Make sure you look out for us, particularly if you're from our chapter, and even if you're not from our chapter, we'd love to say hi and kind of catch up over a coffee or whatever else. Today's session's geared to help you get ready for the summit. We'll talk about some things and a note before you go email to the summit for at least our chapter members. We'll give a sneak peek into the programming. You've probably gotten some of that if you've already downloaded the app so you can see all the different things. And we'll talk about how do you maximize your experience in the summit using the apps. And probably the best part of this is some pro tips from seasoned attendees. So we've got Anna, Travis, and Matt are going to share some of their individual perspectives. So you can blend that in with your learning objectives and networking objectives to make Summit the best it can be for you. And with that, I'll turn it over to Jen Cox, our Executive Director, to take us through the material of the program. Jen?
Thanks so much, Dennis. And now we'd like to do something a little more interactive. We're going to put a poll up, and we'd like to know how many times you've attended Summit. Okay, it looks like we've got about 12 people who've never been, one person who's been once, two people who've been 3 times, and 7 who have been more than 3 times. So we definitely have some veterans and some newbies in the room. So this is good, and we hope this session will help you whether you're new or you've been many times. So what I'm going to go over, and Maya's going to pull up some slides for you. I'm just going to go over a little bit of what the agenda for Summit looks like. So as you're going through the app, you can be thinking about it and how the content is organized. So we're going to start with some of the big voices you're going to hear at Summit on the main stage. As Dennis mentioned, Ian Bremmer, he's always a favorite, especially with so much going on in the geopolitical spectrum. We'll also have Jeffrey Sonnenfeld from Yale, who share his perspective on transforming corporate leadership, and Anima Anandakumar of Caltech, who will explore how artificial intelligence is bridging the digital and physical worlds. So those sessions will set the tone for the week. They're about big issues like technology, crisis leadership, and evolution of boardroom roles. And I encourage you to attend all the main stage programs. They're all great. And another one of the signature main stage moments of Summit is the release of the annual Blue Ribbon Commission report. This year's topic is one that touches every boardroom, the board-CEO relationship. You'll hear directly from Wayne Peacock and Donnie Young, who are both Blue Ribbon commissioners, co-chaired the commission. And for all of us, this session will challenge how we think about partnering with, supporting, and overseeing CEOs in this disruptive environment that we're in. And I would be remiss if I didn't highlight that TTC is going to have an in-person program in Houston on January 21st focusing on the BRC program, where we'll have Wayne Peacock as well, and Jane Sadowski, and we may have Donnie Young too. So come visit us in Houston and come see that BRC program. So beyond the main stage, the summit has been designed so you can build your own experience. There's 14 dynamic workshops and dozens of keynotes and breakout sessions to choose from. But the structure means that whether this is your first time or you're a regular, you'll find content that fits your board service. It's also a chance to explore new industries or governance issues that you might not normally encounter. Now, there are 14 workshops, and some of these are the most valued parts of Summit. These are hands-on, they're interactive, they're designed for peer exchange. You'll get to test scenarios from AI to digital oversight to crisis response and risk management alongside your fellow directors. You won't just hear theory, but you'll leave with practical frameworks that you can bring back to the boardroom. And now to help you navigate the programming, it's organized into 8 learning tracks. So whether your focus is private company governance, navigating technology, or understanding geopolitical risk, you can build a customized path. So I'd recommend looking at the agenda through this lens and asking, what skills do I want to sharpen most on what's most relevant to the boards that I serve? And that's a great way to prioritize your time. And then a little bit later on, as Dennis alluded to, Maya will take us through the app and show us how to organize our content and what we want to attend that way. So I'm always excited to see some of our own Texas Tri-City members and partners featured on stage. And this year, Holly Castro will be speaking on future-proofing talent and leaning into strategy development. Suzanne Nimitz will tackle strategic oversight in turbulent times, and Richard Holt of Alvarez and Marsal will be leading a key session as well. I hope you'll support their sessions and take pride in the leadership coming from our community. And of course, one of the favorite parts of NACD Summit is the networking and connections. These were some of the networking receptions, and they're some of the best opportunities to meet your fellow directors. From Sunday, we'll kick off with the Welcome Walk and Governance Gateway. There's evening receptions in the Insight Hub, and there's a director certified after party. So there's truly something for everyone. These are where conversations continue, partnerships form, and you get to deepen those relationships. So pace yourself, but definitely make time for the receptions. They're the part of the full summit experience. And I would also like to thank Baker Botts, Global Guardian, and Lockton for sponsoring the Welcome Walk and Governance Gateway on Sunday. And with that, I'm going to transition it to Maya, who can talk us through working with the Summit app.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Jen. So as Jen mentioned, I'm going to be doing a quick tour of the Summit app. Using this app, you can build your agenda, view sessions, speaker bios, get real-time updates, and connect with other attendees. So step one is open your app store and download CVID events. Once you open it, search NACD Directors Summit 2025, and you're going to need to sign in with the same credentials that you used when you registered for Summit. Once you're in, we recommend updating your profile. It should prompt you automatically to do that, but if it doesn't, and you need to make additional changes throughout Summit, this is how you can do it. So from the home screen, you can tap profile, and then there's a pencil icon next to attendee details. And there you can add a photo, title, bio, your LinkedIn profile, and any other details that you would like visible. Next is setting up your agenda. So you can either tap My Schedule or the calendar icon at the bottom. In the Questions tab, just hit the sign to attend. And as Jen mentioned earlier, if you would like to sort by content track or topic, format, speakers, you can do that by clicking the More Filters option. And then the content tracks are located within the category section of More Filters. And so then once you pick them, it'll pull up the whole list, and then you can choose from the track or just add them all. Then once your schedule is ready, you can click over to the My Schedule view, and it gives you a nice layout for each day. As Dennis and I believe Jen also said, we recommend doing it before you get there. It can be overwhelming once you're on site to try and plan that out. So I would spend a little bit of time beforehand just looking at the schedule, because there's a lot to choose from. Next is how to connect with other attendees. So there is an attendee tab on the home screen, so you can click that. You can also sort by a variety of options: name, board experience, board type, or industry. Then once you're in there, you can open their profile. You can connect on LinkedIn if they have that added, or you can send a message directly in the app. And then finally, there at the bottom of the screen is an icon that has your face on it, or where your face would be once you update your photo. And in there, that is the My Events page, and you can see announcements, messages, and surveys are there. You most likely already have a survey to complete. It's called Update Name Badge. And so we recommend doing that. Take about 30 seconds to complete that so that your name badge prints correctly, and it'll just speed up your process day of once you're registering. So that is the quick tour. And if you download the CVID app now and sign in, you're already one step closer to being ready for Summit. Are there any quick questions before we move on to our next section? All right, with that, we're going to jump into Summit Pro Tips. This is just going to be some practical advice from our experienced attendees on getting the most out of the week. And to kick us off, please welcome Anna Catalano.
Hey, everyone. It is so great to be getting ready for Summit. And also, thanks for doing the poll, Jen, because it's wonderful to see so many first-time attendees that joined us today. Summit can be overwhelming. I've gone for over 7 or 8 years, I'm sure, at least. I've lost track. But it is the one event that I really look forward to every year in my NACD world, where I can learn I can meet new people and connect with old friends. It's almost turned into a reunion for those of us who go every year. And there's a lot of people from other chapters that I don't get to see other than every year at Summit, and we really enjoy reconnecting. So some of the pro tips I was going to give have already been given. The importance of downloading the app and looking through the agenda early cannot be overemphasized, because once you're there, you're just going to be overwhelmed with a lot of people. So I've actually already gone through and picked out, based on topic and speaker, the events that I want to go to. I would also say that even though there are tracks, don't feel like you only have to do one track and you have to stick to it. Mix it up. You might decide you want to do some private company sessions, as well as some compensation sections. Whatever topic is most important to you in your board journey. I would also make sure that while you're there, you don't underestimate the importance of the networking sessions. There's a lot of free time where you can go into the Insight Hub, you can meet people for coffee, things like that. Definitely hit the plenary, but in between all the other sessions, take advantage of the opportunity to network with people and to meet people. It's always a wonderful event to do that during. Also, during the time that you're at Summit, I always try and think about how can I bring some of this back to boards that I serve on, to, first of all, expose them to the information, but second of all, maybe talk up Summit with some of the directors that you sit on boards with who don't come or might not really know what the benefit is. So while you're going through it, think about how you might bring that back to people, because it's a wonderful event and a great opportunity to talk to other directors about common issues that we're all facing in the boardroom. And finally, most importantly, well, two more things. Wear comfortable shoes. There's a lot of walking. So I want to make sure the other two people giving pro tips might say this, but I think the other two are men. Ladies, do not wear uncomfortable shoes. There's a lot of walking, and you don't want to be in your 4-inch stiletto heels the whole time, trust me. And finally, in addition to all of the formal networking things that they provide and the Insight Hub and all that, there's usually a group of us every evening in the lobby bar, sitting around chatting. Please stop by if you would like, and meet folks that kind of make that part of our routine. It's always really fun to run into old friends there, and things don't stop with dinners and things like that. We're usually at the lobby bar quite late every day. So join us. Looking forward to meeting new friends. Thanks.
So my name's Matt Sinceri, and I think I will provide a couple of comments in addition to Anna, which I thought, as usual, Anna provided a very comprehensive list of things, and I completely support and endorse what she provided. So I just have a couple of extra other things to add. One is I find the app to be extremely useful for the networking capability that it provides. I mean, in addition just to the content that's already been characterized as overwhelming, the networking opportunities is quite overwhelming also. I don't know how many, couple thousand people attend this. And you're going to be meeting people all the time. And if you're like me, you want to try to capture those contacts and be able to follow up with them later, or reach out to them for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And I just find the app to be extremely useful for it, because if you only catch a glimpse of their name from their bag, or if you're like me, have a difficulty remembering names, just a part of the name, you can go into that app, you can search for whatever you know, and it'll bring up the list comprehensive enough to where you can identify the person. Then you can record them in your app. You've got them there. You've got their contact information. You can send them messages. I have sent messages to plenty of people that I just met for the first time at Summit. You get a response back right away with some you don't. I mean, that's just the nature of the business. But it is a really great way to kind of institutionalize for yourself those contacts you've made and create a follow-up inventory. So I mean, that's one of the objectives, right? The content and the networking. So we want to build on those contacts, and that app was a good tool for me, way much better than collecting cards or trying to write down stuff and remember it. The second thing I would also advise is, and I don't want to make this sound like a cop-out, but a lot of times when I have gone through and selected my choice of the sessions that I want to attend, you go show up at the meeting room where it's at, and it is absolutely packed full of people. So what I would suggest to you is, in addition to going through the list and identifying what you want to do in advance, have a backup one there. Just say, so when you show up in that room and it's absolutely packed and you don't want to go in there, you would like to have a quieter session. That's not a great time because it's a short time between when they're starting. So that's not a great time then to go start looking, oh, where am I going to go for my backup plan? So just kind of have that already sorted out, and it'll take a lot of anxiety off you when you're trying to find that meeting. All right, great. Well, I look forward to seeing some of y'all there, maybe meeting some new faces, and I'll now turn this over to Travis Wolford for his input. Travis?
So just a few things. There are going to be times, particularly for the new attendees, where you get lost, basically. You don't know where to be. You don't know where your friends are, things like that. I hope everybody knows, just from prior Texas Tri-City experiences, we want to see you. We want to talk to you. We want to spend time with you. So you can email any of us, or you can just find us walking through the halls. Don't be bashful to just walk up and say hello. There is no time during this entire summit that you ever need to feel alone, because there are so many of us all around. And if you don't know what program to do at that moment, I assure you, one of us has an opinion and is walking towards one of them, and we'd love to take you with us. I recommend people come with a goal. There is something that you don't know right now that you wish you knew, whatever that may be. Maybe we've got a program at Summit that is covering it. Maybe we don't. One of the speakers or one of the other attendees has experience in that. And I really encourage people to actually reach out and make connections with a pointed goal of trying to accomplish and solve and answer some of those questions that you might have. And then I would add just a last thing. This is in kind of the rules in the playbook, but you should understand that it is kind of a Chatham House experience. Well, it is Chatham House rules throughout Summit. There are a few recorded sessions, on the main stage, but otherwise you should feel open to ask a question of the panelists, and ask people in the hallways and at your tables when they have people do working group sessions together. That's the way you're going to get the most out of this. Don't be bashful. Like, there are going to be plenty of people that ask questions. You should not have any hesitation on asking questions yourself.
Thank you, Travis. Those were great tips. All of the tips were great. I only have one thing to add to that. It is, as Dennis said, it is 4 days. It's a marathon. And I would just recommend stepping outside and seeing the sunlight every now and then. This is my 8th year. I mean, I think there have been years when I don't think I saw the sun the entire time. So if you are an introvert or an introverted extrovert, and you need to take that time just to, go outside and sit, or, do that, refresh, and then come back, that's totally okay. And then with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gail Stewart, who's going to tell us a little bit about how you can connect with our chapter specifically at Summit. And then we're going to come back to you and ask you some questions. So, Gail?
Thank you, Jen. Yes, hello, everyone. I'm Gail Stewart. I'm president of the Texas Tri-City Chapter. So I wanted to walk you through some of the ways you can connect with our chapter while you're at Summit that Chinya shared here on the screen. Chinya also will be dropping some links into the chat. First, if we could start with a few things that will be happening throughout Summit. One of the easiest ways to stay connected is through our TTC WhatsApp group chat. Another app, but this is just a quick way to get updates from the chapter or reach out to each other during Summit. You can join the link we've shared, or by scanning the QR code that's here on the screen. I recommend doing this on your phone. If you don't already have WhatsApp, you'll need to download it first. And the group WhatsApp will close after Summit ends. So it's just a interim way to stay connected. We'll also have reserved tables, which is wonderful in the main stage ballroom because that ballroom gets pretty crowded, and we'll have our own reserved tables. Each chapter will have some designated tables marked with tabletop signs. You're welcome to sit anywhere, of course, but we'd love to have you join us at the Texas TriCities tables, which will be numbers 71 through 74. And just remember that, 71 through 74. You can also join us, not to hit this too hard. Everyone's going to be thinking, well, is this all they do? But we do tend to hang out at the Belvedere Lounge at the Gaylord. I think Anna mentioned that. It's a great place to just, come and join the group. It'll be people coming and going and enjoying the chance to connect with each other at the Belvedere Lounge. This is just where people often gather at the end of the day. And of course, we'll be spending time in the Inside Hub. You'll see us there in evening receptions on Sunday and Monday, and at dessert breaks after lunch and periodically throughout the week. There's great things happening on that Inside Hub. There's booze. There's, I don't know if they'll have it again this year, but they've had booze to do a headshot, which is they do a marvelous job with it. Just all kind of information and opportunities to connect with people in the Inside Hub. So on Sunday, let's talk about Sunday. If you're arriving early, we'll start the day with our TTC Java Jaunt from 8 to 9. Very fun, casual walk around the harbor. We meet in the lobby at 7:45, head out at 8. Obviously, athletic wear and tennis shoes recommended, very casual. Tanya, place the order form on your chat so you can place your Starbucks order in advance, pick it up during the walk. So please RSVP and include your drink order. It's just a fun, casual way to start the morning. Later that morning from 10:30 to 1 is the Welcome Watch and Governance Gateway. After checking in at registration, grab your Welcome Walk passport and join us at the Gateway overlooking National Harbor. It's a great chance to connect with chapters from across the country, talked with member engagement advisors, and enjoy coffee and treats from the Welcome Cafe. Each chapter will have a table, so you can easily find us, but feel free to mingle. That's really what a lot of this is about, is the chance to meet other members. Be sure to stop by our table for your blue bonnet pin and an info card with many of the details I'm sharing now. And a big thank you to our chapter sponsors, which is Baker Botts, Global Guardian, and Lockton for hosting this welcome event. So, Ellen, we'll wrap up Sunday with the welcome reception in the Inside Hub, generously sponsored by our chapter partner, KPMG. So Monday, join us for our TTC group photo at 3:45 on the large NACD branded staircase. You don't want to miss that. You see the picture there of the last year's group photo. If you're new to Summit, don't worry about finding it. Once you see that staircase, you'll know where it is. It's a big staircase, hard to miss. It's a highlight for our chapter, so we hope to see you there. And Tanya will send a calendar reminder so you'll be able to block the time, and we'll have a WhatsApp reminder that morning to meet us there. And that evening, starting at 5, we'll gather again at the Inside Hub for the reception, which is another great time to connect. Tuesday, there'll be an Oktoberfest-inspired reception. Looking forward to what that means for us, specifically for first-time Summit attendees and chapter leadership. So we hope to see our first-time attendees there. So that's an overview of what we have planned as a chapter. If you have any questions during Summit, please reach out to Jen, Chenya, or Maya, or any, as Travis said, any of us from the chapter. So the fastest way to reach our team will be by text or through WhatsApp. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Jen.
Thank you so much, Gail. That was great. So now we want to hear from you. Do you have any questions? And if before you ask your question, if you want to tell us what you're looking forward to most about Summit, I'll kick us off. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in person. It's actually just such a great event, and it's so fun. The opportunities to really meet people in deeper relationships is incredible. So I'm going to throw it out there. Does anybody, maybe Alan, you can get us started. What are you looking forward to at Summit this year?
Oh, I'm looking forward to sort of the, as you've all said everything that I'm kind of looking forward to, but I do get out. We generally do go for walks, and I encourage what you said earlier to get out of that space periodically, because it's just very, if we're blessed with some good weather, it's really pretty to get out. But the sessions are incredible. The people, the networks that you're going to participate in is wonderful. Each year, you get to see more people that you've seen in the past and meet new people, and over time you build more and more great relationships. And you will walk out with a perspective. This year, I'm just wondering what that's going to look like, but I can't think of. I come from a risk background. I just can't think of more risk uh, in the present time than I've ever seen in my entire life. So at least as it relates to board work. So looking forward to getting a sense of what that's like this year from our great speakers, and meeting everybody at the lounge for some happy drinks.
Anyone else? Kim, I'm going to call on you. Hopefully, you're on mute right now, but I know this is going to be your first summit, and you just signed up, I think, a week ago. What are you looking forward to? Why'd you sign up?
Well, I will add that you will walk tall because we are an exceptional chapter. So the more of us that are there, let's keep that remarkable stance going forward. It's a privilege to be part of this group, and a lot of the other groups. But I'm very proud to be part of Texas Tri-Cities.
You might be able to hear me now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I apologize. I'm a relatively new member of the NACD this chapter, and I've really been enjoying, leaning into all of the events and meeting many of you. And I'm really looking forward to this year for a few reasons. I am actively networking for my first public company board role. I'm an active CFO, right now. But most importantly, just the ability to increase my board readiness, as well as to reconnect with a few former board members at companies that I have been a member of the executive management team. Herman Bowles is one of them. I'm looking forward to connecting with him. He served on a board of a company that I was an executive at. But I think most importantly, really just continuing to further my journey in board readiness and making those networking connections. So thank you for asking, Jen. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Ed, did you want to say something? I thought you piped up earlier.
Sure. So yeah, I'm a relatively new member. I joined 3 years ago when I got my first corporate board seat at Hayward Holdings. And I'm no longer an active executive now after retiring after 38 years in tech. So this year has kind of been focused on pivoting and building out my broader network, given that I have some more time now. So this is my first attendance to the summit. I'm looking forward to meeting people, to hearing about people's journeys, and specifically on my board, where I'm on NomGov, and we're looking at not just the company strategy for AI, but specifically how AI is going to be used in governance. How's the board using it from a governance standpoint? So I'm looking very forward to those sessions. I've been to a couple other conferences this year and been poking around and investigating it. So I'm looking forward to that, as well as meeting everybody in Tri-Cities.
And I would encourage you when you go into the Insight Hub, there's a company called Kung Fu AI. And Stephen Strauss is a CEO. He's going to be there along with a couple of his colleagues, and they've done some half-day AI workshops for our chapter, and they have a great framework for AI governance. So I would encourage you to stop by their booth. How about you, Angela?
Well, I am excited about going on those walks because I love being outside. So I think that'll be a great time to do some networking. And as far as what I'm expecting to get out of Summit, I just find that when I have time away, when I'm learning and just kind of absorbing, that's also when there's the opportunity for new vision for the future to kind of come to me, both for the boards that I serve on, and even, in our personal journeys and our lives with our families as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I wanted to add on to what Ed said. I think they're just exciting opportunities around AI and how the intersection of AI and the real world, which is one of our main speakers. So really, really looking forward to that. I had a question for the group. So is there a particular session that anyone here is really excited about?
I mean, I'm excited for the breakout sessions, but the best part of Summit for me is always the plenary speakers. I really enjoy the quality of speakers that they're able to secure at the plenary sessions. So those to me are always kind of mind-blowing, eye-opening topics that I think all directors are interested in.
Like the can't miss session, yeah.
Absolutely.
I know that I saw in the chat there was a few questions about attire. Travis answered it's business casual. Some people, wear full suits, but I would say probably 80% of the folks are not wearing, say, a tie for men, but probably a suit jacket. Would you agree, Anna and Dennis? Your observation?
Yeah, I'll answer the guys thing, and the only thing you'll see a lot of suits and ties, but they will likely be either the main stage presenters or somebody involved in one of the breakout groups. Everybody else is on the more casual side. I'm not packing any of my heels this time. I brought them last time, but my ankles hurt after the first day, so I'm leaving those home this year. I guess the thing I mentioned Ian Bremer, he's the home run for me, but there's also another main stage speaker, and I'm going to screw up her name, Anima Andakumar. I think she's going to be really cool, and Ed, she's going to get at some of that AI stuff and where we going is my sense. And while the main stage ones are must-see TV, it's really hard because there'll be 15 to 2,000 people in those rooms. There's not a lot of engagement. They'll all do some Q&A, but it's 3 questions probably that people get to ask. They use the electronic stuff, but the engagement and the dialogue and your ability to ask questions and kind of interact, those happen in the breakout group. So it's really important that you do it. In my mind, it's really important you do a blend of both. And there's so darn many breakout groups. It takes a while to go through and figure out the ones that you want. And, Hannah got it right. It's topic, it's presenter, it's all of that you got to stir into the bowl and mix it up. So you got to do, I think somebody said you got to do your homework before you show up at the Gaylord, because otherwise you'll be playing catch up, and all of a sudden it'll be Wednesday morning, and you'll be heading to the airport, and you might have missed something. So,
did anybody mention that these events are crowded sometimes, and you want to get there early?
Yeah.
If you possibly can. Yeah.
Matt mentioned that they can be really crowded. The other thing I would say, Dennis, you talked about dress code for men. I think for women, you'll see suits, you'll see slacks, you'll see dresses, all that stuff. I will probably bring heels, but my heels have thicker heels than the stilettos I wore 20 years ago. So just wear comfortable shoes that you're not afraid to stand in for a long time and take a walk around the convention center for. So,
Anna, I admire how you can walk around that conference for 4 days in heels. I cannot do it. My feet will not allow it.
My heels are getting shorter every year, Jen.
It's for me. I'm sticking with my Oxfords.
Ed, I think you had your hand up a minute ago.
Yeah, just a quick question. It's first time attendee. I know on the main stage session, I think ends at 11 on Wednesday, if I remember right. Is that the end of the conference? Kind of just disperse and go to the court or what have you? Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
just wanted to chime in and say thanks to everybody. Really great information, very helpful. This will be my first summit that I'm going to this year. And you've helped to prepare me well. So the online options are just as you described. It's overwhelming just to choose from the menu, much less to actually participate in the event. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great session. There's so much extraordinarily good information, and I look forward to seeing all my Tri-Cities colleagues and teammates as well. See you at the bar.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you, Vincent.
So glad you could join us.
Yeah, this is Kenny. I agree. This will be my first one. I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody from Tri-Cities that I haven't met, and all the education.
Oh, that's right.
Thanks for everything today. This has been very helpful.
Good.
Well,
Diana,
feel free
why
to
you
reach
come off
out.
mute?
Feel free to reach out to us ahead of time if you have any more questions, any of us.
Thanks. And I just wanted to say I'm on a Houston board, but based in New York. So this is a great opportunity to reconnect with people that I know, Anna, and meet everybody new. See you all at the lounge.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. Well, if nobody else has anything, then we'll give you a few minutes back in your day, and we will see you on Sunday.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Jen.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Safe travels.